Feature Friday.
The freshest.
Right, so this is a video that got sent by you guys, and we were discussing. It's quite short, but it's like in a mountain. It's like the view is unbelievable, and it's all acoustic. And a lot of you guys know that we enjoy a lot of acoustic raw work, and this is none other than Jubin singing Taaron ke Shehar.
Okay.
Let's give it a. I think that's the name of the song. Let's give it a watch.
Hit record. Oh
Proper.
my god, sits on ledge.
You can hear the footsteps and everything.
Ah, turn up, bro.
That's the real sound from that. Bloody
That
hell.
is. Wow, there must have been no wind that
ना
day.
चैन से जीने देगी ना चैन से मरने देगी ना चैन से जीने देगी ना चैन से मरने देगी चलो ले चले तुम्हें
How was there no air? Like there's literally no
Maybe-
breeze in there.
Well, you're literally. There is no breeze.
No, you can't see anything moving either. But it's what? And in the mountains is so high up. Bro, I'm mesmerized by everything
Well,
here.
you remember that mountain back home?
El
Colonia
Casupo.
Tovar. No, la Colonia Tovar. There's no wind.
En la colina. Yes, there is.
It was
There was.
very rarely, dude. There was, but
There
but
was.
you think I might would?
Absolutely.
No, I've seen worse environments
There
with
were skydivers over there
So there
in
was a...
in Coronado.
really. All right, what about El Casupo? Barely any wind there.
That's true. Barely any wind.
Casupo has a parachute.
Yeah, but just because the people parachute doesn't mean that the fucking
No,
current down in the mountain is
In
ginormous.
that type of valleys, it's normal that you will have
Lots of wind.
a lot of wind.
Yeah.
Maybe it's really
Over
hot
there-
that
over
day.
there, I'm pretty sure you have wind.
No, of course you'd have wind.
I would think so.
But I actually think that's the actual audio.
I think so too. I don't think we're being fooled.
Look at this.
Yeah.
His father's not convinced.
He pressed play. And then you can hear everything.
You can hear the rocks moving as he sits down on the floor.
I think that's a raw sound.
Obviously, maybe there's some post-production. I mean, bloody hell, of course, mate. But I think it's actually from there.
That's really cool, man. This is really cool.
ना चैन से जीने देगी ना चैन से मरने देगी ना चैन से जीने देगी ना चैन से मरने देगी
I love when they do that. That's
चलो
so
ले
cool.
चले तुम्हें
Challenge.
तारों के शहर में धरती पे ये दुनिया हमें प्यार न करने देगी चलो ले चले तुम्हें तारों के शहर में धरती
So
पे
good.
ये दुनिया हमें प्यार न करने देगी
I love how it's a very raw, like unfiltered type of like everything about it. Filming, there's no filtering in that camera. It's just
जो तुम ना मेरी बाहों में मैं तो सो नहीं
that is
सकता
sickening, bro.
खुदा ने तुझको दिया मुझे तुझे मैं खो नहीं
Oh my God, those
सकता
chord
मैं मर
progressions.
जाऊंगा अगर कभी कहना पड़ गया ये सनम मैं तेरा ही हूँ मगर तेरा हो नहीं सकता हमें मार ही ना डाले बुरी नजरें लोगों की ना हाथ छुड़ाएगी
And I mean, what a bloody view as well. I wonder what that is.
Absolutely freaking mesmerized. Not only by the view, but the chord progression in that song. It's very straightforward. It's nothing absolutely crazy to what we have been exposed. But it's the micro notes is that he decides to go towards in the phrasing of the singing itself. Obviously, we've spoken where that before where that comes from. You know, the idea of classical Indian music and rag intertwined into this brand new genre of music that they make, right? But this fusion idea of things, but it never ceases to surprise me because it gives so much depth and it creates a brand new sound that you didn't even know it was possible from the same chord progression that you have been exposed to your whole life. It's so refreshing because it's incredibly distinct, and I don't think you could come across anybody else who could do something like this, and it's very mind-boggling to me.
Well, I think I've always said this about other industries, but I certainly hope that more singers would put themselves under the fire in this type of scenarios, regardless if there is, some post-production. I don't think there might be, but I'm sure other people may disagree. But
maybe some minute.
Yeah, for sure.
I
The gain
so.
on the mic was probably played with on post, and some stuff had to be mixed. But
I would think so. Yeah.
But I think it's as
nothing
raw.
to modify. Its sound.
I think it's as raw as it gets, and I think a lot more singers should really put themselves under this fire because, we are living in a ever evolving world of technological advancements of music.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very hard to know
where the truth really lies in the music itself.
And it's not even about truth. I think it's just more of a way, human touch. It's like how human it's music now, like we discussed, our father and I were discussing that a day, like yesterday, and we were like, you can now make jazz, man, like without touching an instrument or without knowing anything about jazz.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's a like, you need to be a purist of jazz in order to create jazz. Mm-hmm. If not, it's not jazz, it's something else.
That's
and
true.
we're watching this radio, they was listening to this radio, and it's like, that wasn't jazz, but it was called like jazz radio bollocks. And then but the person never touched an instrument. It was all done in a computer. And it's like, I don't have any issues with that either. Like, that's fine. That's a different skill. But you can't call that jazz. That's something else.
Well,
and it's a conflicting thought in my head because it's like, of course it's jazz. It falls in those parameters. But where's the human touch aspect of it? It was made by humans, not made by robots.
Yeah,
So I have this conflicting idea, and when I say things like this, I feel like I shall protect them. You know, and like protect it at all costs. And we've seen individual artists from all over the world preserve these type of concepts and principles. Mm-hmm. He certainly seems to be one of them, Jubin. As the more we progress and get to know him, I'm sure he will continue to showcase that type of raw quality of music.
And I think it comes from, I think the when you delve a little bit deeper into the origin stories of this artist, a lot of the times they discover that they were able to make music through live performing rather than experimenting in a studio, which I find
first.
Exactly. So, which I find both scenarios provide different things, but a very stable live performer that has its beginnings in live performing. It really becomes like an amplifier of emotion rather than an under pressure environment. So they could be put in environments like this, and they will still rise up to the occasion.
And I'm somewhat aware from what you guys have told me about Jubin's story that, he did have a hard beginning in the industry. Lots of no's, ups and downs, but that's the way to refine the craft. It's the only way. But in a studio, you can refine the craft before... You can refine the sound before your craft is truly refined.
That's true.
So you need to have those experiences of shit performances, great performances, shit performances, great performances.
And there's this ideology in auditioning in the industry where people often think that a no being declined of a role, of a moment, it's actually a failure. But if you think about it, it's your best friend. Rejection can become your best friend. It could really help you build something better. It can really push you. Once you get accepted, once you start getting like those roles of acceptance, you could easily become complacent. And I used to have a coach who he always used to say, think of rejection as your best friend, because it is helping you build yourself in adversity. And I think that's a really cool. It's a hard way of thinking, but it's a really good thought to delve into. And I think Jubin is a great example of that.
I mean, a bit of a double-edged sword, I'd say, that mentality. But I mean, I'm sure he has his arguments to sort of go forward with it.
Would love to have a conversation to him
certainly,
about it. Yeah.
yes. But yeah, I just feel that what Jubin does very well, and you know, I definitely some of the best in the world at it. It's that protecting that principle of be a live musician. Make me want to buy your tickets. This makes me want to buy tickets.
He's currently on tour right now.
I know.
He's selling tickets at the moment.
Well, not right now. I think he's going back in December.
Ah, right, okay.
But I think a few weeks he was. Go on, a few weeks ago.
Cool, man. Cool!
ना हाथ पकड़ने देगी चलो ले चले तुम्हें तारों के शहर में
So aligned as well.
धरती पे ये दुनिया हमें प्यार न करने देगी चलो ले चले तुम्हें तारों के शहर में धरती पे ये दुनिया हमें प्यार न करने देगी.
This guy makes me want to learn
I
the
know.
songs and pronounce them properly.
I know. See, I love that. That was a very raw ending to it because it also lets you know it is the take.
Yeah, it's definitely the take.
If you had any doubts,
Big fan of this
this is
guy.
it,
Dude.
bro. I'm tired of it. Moving on. I adore this.
Big fan.
If I hadn't made it clear earlier, I mean, absolutely adore this, and I think there is so much value in more than the musical aspect of things. There's so much value in watching performers of such high standard really rise to such weird environments, really rise to the occasion. This is super cool.
Not an easy environment to sing on. Anyways, let us know what you thought about it, and perhaps other performances you'd like to check out. You'd like us to check out and review. And happy days. See you later, guys.